Hello and welcome back. It's episode 8. Yay!
Hello.
Part 2 of our another double bill. So fantastic. Oh, hang on. Emrys has got a message to you. What was that, Emrys?
I thought I was a little high pitched there, so I thought I'd hello.
Hello.
Okay.
I could do a hello if you want. So hello, welcome to episode 8.
Like I might have caught a knacker in the chair.
Yeah. So anyway, where we left off after last episode, everybody had just woken up in their wonderful little hut that they've built.
Thank you.
Traeth has got a few tears. Emrys had a very strange dream. Rhiv had curled up with a little bit of red ribbon. Ash and Lumi had quite happily slept in this little hut. Ash has probably never had better, but that's another story. It's dawn, and we will carry on from where we left off. Over to you guys.
Okay. In which case, Traeth is just before the sun comes up. He's up and out through the door. He will let go of Lumi's hand that he's held through the night.
Okay.
And head out through the door.
I would say
And I will also go as well. I've woken up.
I'd say get a room, but they've only got the one.
It's just one big room. You have to build an extension on the side.
Watching is not my thing, you know.
So yeah, it's just out as dawn comes up. A simple ritual, the druidic ritual, just to greet the day and just recharge my spell points, etc.
Absolutely fine.
I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
She does like watching, yeah.
You don't quite understand how this Traeth chap is gaining power from the world the way that he is doing it, but clearly it seems to invigorate him and fill him full of some kind of energy. You can almost feel the energy as it enters his body. You have no idea how he's doing that, but it looks cool. Okay.
Breakfast, Lumi? Then... Oh, Lumi! Hello. Good morning. That's quite a shock. You were very quiet coming out.
Sorry.
Breakfast, get everybody up, and then maybe start having a little check around the area. Actually, should I wake Emrys up? He's old. Will he take being woken up early?
Make sure I've got my stick in my hand, and by that I mean my staff, and by that I mean the wooden one.
Oh my God!
What's that morning glory?
Excuse me a second.
I'd never be too safe with people getting the wrong idea.
I could see the comments coming at the end of this one.
I'd rather not, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Maybe the crazy frog on your wall, Ash.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to change it.
No.
Something about don't holding my stick or something. Yeah, right. So
Back in and just give Emrys a little gentle nudge on the shoulder because I don't want to roughly wake him in case he does.
Very likely, as you walk over towards him and you reach your hand out, his eyes will open and look at you.
Ah,
yeah.
perfect. You're wide awake. Excellent. Did you want to go out and look for some herbs?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Let's
Do
go.
you want to let go of your staff? And then Ash turns and walks out.
Okay, speaking of staff, one thing I would like to cover for the viewers, we did say last episode that after this little break we would cover what happened with the runes that Emrys was attempting to cast on his staff. Now, Emrys, you utilized what power you had last night to attempt to put runes on your staff, and it was a strange feeling while you were doing so. It felt like the staff should definitely take the runes that you were embedding on the staff, so much so that you actually felt it was quite easy to write the rune on the staff, and that usually means that the staff is highly magical for it to be that ease. But it was almost like as you were tracing them and they were embedding, they were actually being erased behind you, as though the staff itself was deciding that it wasn't going to have any of it.
I knew I should have just picked a stick from the woods. I knew it. I knew he'd stitch me up. It's not as if it's bad enough already. With
The
magic
ref has stitched me up with my staff.
The ref is stitching me up with the staff as well. Oh,
Yeah.
but it does light up.
It does light up in the dark. What more do you want? And you get a little dark wisp that flies around. What more do you want?
Tom would go to the woods to get me a stick, mate.
So-
Or maybe you just
100%.
need maybe you just need something more magical or more impressive to force the magic in.
Or ask nicely.
I'm trying not to do any staff jokes here. Way too many jokes.
As Traeth is out the door, he'll turn back to Ash and Rhiv. Okay, looks like they're sound asleep. Lumi, did you want to come with us?
I think there was something that I wanted to do with the stone
Oh,
that I have. It's okay.
you want to get your crystal out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's another one somewhere.
Let me just show the audience your crystal. 2 seconds. I have a little
Would
show thing.
also like to borrow Ash's crystal if you will let me.
You're going to have 2 crystals. Hey, look, I can only show the audience 1 crystal at a time. So that's fine. They're seeing your crystal for now, and we'll do Ash's crystal in a moment. Okay, you get your crystal. What exactly do you want to do with your crystal? You touch it, it changes shape.
Okay. The other one to the dawn crystal,
The other one is called the Dawn Crystal. That is correct, yes.
and I would like to take the dawn crystal out into the dawn.
Okay, then I will show the audience the other crystal since we're talking about the other crystal.
Hang on,
Okay.
that one's currently round my neck.
Well, I'm gonna.
Ash, she's attempting to take it from around your neck. Do you allow her, or
I'm asleep at the moment. Can I make a sense ambush roll?
I want to wake you up.
I want to make a sense
Oh,
ambush roll.
First of all, she's not trying to ambush you.
I want to make a sense ambush roll.
I do all your sense ambush rolls, by the way. And secondly, and I've already pre-made them all, and it's going to be which person gets on my list first. So we'll come to that. But anyway, Lumi, you're actually going to wake Ash up first, yeah?
Like.
Yeah. Ash, I mean, you're quite accustomed to waking up at a moment's notice anyway. The moment Lumi approaches you and starts touching you, you're just going to wake anyway.
Yeah. I reach for a weapon that isn't there.
Yep, that's fine.
It's like I'm reaching at my waist for a weapon that I don't have at my waist. What?
Oh.
Are we under attack?
Oh, shh. Can I borrow the crystal?
You woke me up to borrow the crystal at dawn. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring bacon back with you.
Fair trade.
I think so.
Anything with bring back bacon after it's got my seal of approval.
And this is the first lie-in I've actually. I think I lie there for about 10 minutes and go, bugger. And
Sorry.
Yeah.
and get up.
Without people living in an environment whereby there's artificial light to prolong the evenings of darkness, most people would wake at first light and not spend too long in the dark other than sitting around a fire reading a few stories to each other, or reciting a few stories to each other.
While I'm dressing, I'll kick the bed that Rhiv is in.
Okay.
Rhiv isn't in the bed, he's curled up in a corner.
I'll kick the corner.
So
And I'll let the others
Okay,
go.
can I go back to Lumi a sec? So Lumi, you have the Dawn Star and you go outside with the Dawn Star.
I'm gonna go outside and I'm going to sit somewhere.
there's a pile of logs just to the side of the hut.
Yeah. Just sit there. My thing.
Okay. You do that. You look at your crystal. It's obviously changed shape the moment you touched it.
I'd like to meditate with it.
You like to meditate with it. Okay. Do
Yeah.
you have the attunement skill?
Don't know.
The reason why I'm asking for attunement to everybody is attunement is the most common way to engage with an item. There are other ways, but attunement is the most common. Okay.
I'm a monk, so I.
So your next best way, really, of trying to connect with this item on a non-attunement level, would be on a straight empathic level first. So could you roll me a D100 and with your empathy bonus added to the roll, and see if you manage to actually find a way to link with something. This usually relies on the item you're trying to connect with having some kind of sentience itself, so that you can empathically link to it or engage with it. On a 21, I don't know what your bonus is, but even on a 21, it's a nice crystal. It doesn't seem to do anything particular in the dawn, but you meditate with it for a while and try and see if you can connect with it. Maybe it wants to connect with you. You don't know. So you're going to have to sit there for a while.
Okay. And eventually I want to do the same with the other one.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that roll. Come on, let's do that roll now. Then we'll go to Traeth's quick herb check, and then we can go and get bacon.
I'd like to roll above a 40, please.
Yeah. It's the first time you've attempted to do this.
I'll tell you what, can I swap my rolls for yours?
Hey, if there's bacon rolls involved, I want it.
It's the first time you've attempted to empathically connect with these gems or crystals. You're holding both of them. Can you give me a power perception roll?
Doopy-doopy-doop. So, Emrys, are you actually coming out?
I am stood next to you.
Oh, sorry, it hasn't updated my map.
Oh, sorry. Physically, yes. Where are you? Where did you go? Oh, that way.
Power perception was 60. You don't quite know why you think this, but you think that while you're holding both of them, they feel slightly different. But on a roll of a 60, you don't understand why you're feeling that. Okay. Traeth and Emrys, you're going to look for herbs around your wonderful new little house. Okay, well, I haven't actually pre-generated what herbs are going to be in your area and around your house. So this is literally going to be, how lucky do you think you are?
Herbs, rah, rah, rah.
Lucky.
So what I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to look at my swamp list, which is always a nice list to look on.
Swamp is a good one for herbs.
Swampy.
I am going to allow there to be 6 completely random herbs in the vicinity. Now, let me just make one thing clear. First of all, you might not know what a herb is, so looking at something and going, "Oh, that could even kill me if I eat it or not." Secondly, herbs in Rolemaster are not, celery and thyme and mint. They're, in Rolemaster, they're enchanted herbs. They're special herbs. They're not just some garden variety piece of moss, although some maybe. Usually they're something special. And they might also be out of season. So you might notice something that's not actually capable of giving you a result now, but if you look after it, you could potentially come back and...
If we're here for any extended period of time, or if we come back to the house,
Correct.
Knowing something's in season means I can harvest it. I'm also lucky that I've got Druid spells that can actually speed that up.
You might also be able to, if you catch them at the right time of their growth cycle or the right season, you could potentially split and breed. So
Ooh,
we will come to that. So roll me 6 unique different ones. So I want a D100. High or low makes no difference. And we'll just see which ones are in your area.
There you go. Although
Okay. I will ask, and I'll just check because some of them might have doubled. So we'll have a quick look at my list.
So if you need any rerolls, let me know. But
yeah,
21, 74, 19, 12, and 30. Lottery numbers for next week, folks.
Yeah, these are lottery numbers. So can you re-roll the 4 and the 90? Oh, actually, re-roll 5 of those.
5. Wow.
5?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, I could have just given you more of the same herb, but I'm just trying to be nice and just split things up a bit because this might be a base of operations for a while. It'd be nice to know what's growing here.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to farm it out.
So there's a 9, 8. Okay. Looking to see if there's anything really cool.
probably not. I didn't roll a 66 or a 00.
A 66 is always a nice one. Okay, how many ranks of Herblore do you have?
How many ranks?
Ranks.
7, I think, but let me check that.
Because, yeah, as a druid and because of your background picks as such, you do have
Lots of herblore.
Bonus.
9 ranks of herblore.
Crikey.
Yeah. I mean, for the audience, maximum amount of ranks at level 2, normally 6. But due to, I mean, you could say background picks to a certain degree, but due to various background options, obviously he has some more. So 9 ranks. Okay. I will tell you the following. You have in your area some Alan. You know it. It's an easy one to utilize. It actually comes in 2 forms. Alan's a great herb. You can utilize both the leaves and the root. Now, obviously, utilizing the root would end the plant.
Yeah.
Alan. Yeah. But it has 2 uses, and you know how to use both.
Okay, that's the improved healing and the disease resistance. Yeah.
I will have. At the moment, I'm just looking down the list of what's here.
Got in his,
yeah.
In his house.
We can cross-reference exactly what they do. So if one of them is really cool, I'm not going to know because I'm just going to tell you the name. I'm just telling you what's there. The next one you have is some Anumnian. You know what they are. They're common. You've got the leaves. They heal.
Ammonius leaves.
Yeah. Some of these herbs are really hard to say.
They did that on purpose.
They did. You've got some Reglan moss growing.
Ooh.
It's a difficult one to harvest. You'd have to be very careful harvesting without destroying it. Especially if you want to grow a lot of it. But there is some growing here. It'll take a bit of care, but there is some Reglan moss.
Yep.
There is some Felmartha, which you can use the leaves for. That's quite a rare one.
Any of this with smoking at all?
He'll tell you whether you can smoke it.
Haven't got Felmartha down as something the apothecary carries.
And then I will send you the information of what that is later.
Thank you.
And you have some whiff lichen.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be putting a cigarette.
Now that
Not unless you want bad things.
that is a hard one for you to
That's a hard. Ooh.
to
Wow.
prepare and use.
Camera's going.
And we're going to lifeguard Traeth.
Lifeguard
And he's
camera.
back again.
Sorry, I was looking down.
And your camera decided to follow you down. You don't know what other herbs are in your area, so they're beyond you at the moment, but those are the ones you know.
Okay.
Okay?
I love the fact
It's following your hand now, Dom.
Your cameras have got a life all of its own. That's wonderful.
It's got
Okay.
an autofocus on it.
Move your hand to your face, and then hopefully it'll now focus on your face. There we go.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Put your hand back. Put your hand back.
Emrys, you're watching Traeth do this, and you're walking around, and he's pointing out various bits of moss and fungus and leaves and telling you things. It's all very useful. You don't actually have pen and ink and fresh paper to make notes, but your memory is exceptional, so you're quickly sort of like, yeah, locking it all away, it's all good stuff, and learning what you can from
Take
clearly a
memory
master.
moment.
Okay. After that'll take some wild Traeth to wander around. You're not doing a massive area around your hut. This is the immediate vicinity. The stuff that you could quite clearly fence off as this is mine without too much difficulty, and put like a bit of perimeter up. So on the map, what we've still got on the screen there, of the battle map, that most of it is where you would put yourself, or in that top right-hand corner. There's a little bit of ruins there from the snake ruins, and that top
down
right.
here by the actual
top right. Up there, yeah.
So most of it's here in the flower patch, but the moss is probably down here in the shady bit.
Most of it's up in the ruined area in the top right. Those ruins have got some of the more rarer stuff in them. You're not close enough to the snake, but your little bit of property does have some of the old ruined stone at the outskirts of those ruins, kind of in your
part
area.
of the house.
Maybe soon to be part of the house. Okay, now you've done all your little bits of searching and bits and bobs.
Yep.
Nobody's come back with bacon.
I did want to do.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, just whilst we're out here, if I'm teaching Emrys about herbs, Emrys is going to help me with my magic.
Ooh.
He's got a bag full of useful books and information and lore there that might have something that can help me learn some spells.
Oh. He's going to nick your books, Emrys.
No, I'm going to ask him to go through them and see if he can't find something in them that could help me, or if he'd be willing to actually help me as a as a test subject, because I'm almost there, but I just haven't quite got to the point yet of being able to finish the spell to know exactly how it's cast.
Intriguing.
It's all right. It's not offensive spells. It's spells of peace and calming.
Give peace a chance.
I think we might be able to do something there.
Excellent. Okay. So, Mr. Ref, what would you like? I haven't learned the spell list yet, but I have 10 ranks in it.
Right, so you're trying the best to practice something you've almost mastered. You're not quite
there.
Yeah, you know a lot about what it is that you're trying to do, but for some reason it's just not sparking. So I would suggest you do a ritual magic on a level 1 spell of that list, and see what Emrys thinks.
Okay. So we'll whiz all the way up to my ritual magic skill, and then fail it abysmally.
Do you want me to use a power perception on him here to...
It saves me asking you, yes, if you can do a power perception at the same time that Traeth is doing this, that'd be fantastic.
What is it he's... Because I'm as intrigued as what he's doing as well, to be quite honest with you.
There's 2 numbers there. There's a 60 and a 27. Why have I got 2 numbers, Traeth?
You haven't got 2 numbers because they were the ones that were.
I just looked up at something else. Sorry, that was the herb. Sorry,
herbs,
yeah. My bad.
My magic ritual, however.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Oh.
Bang on 100.
Oh, usual. The usual success brackets. Just to let the audience know in Rolemaster, there's several of them. 121 plus is usually the real good one. 101 plus is usually the extra, and 76 or something is usually so 100 is kind of like you're asking for the ref for an excuse to give you 1 point.
He's having help.
Exactly, and I want to see what Emrys's role is to see if I can squeak you a 1 point.
The spell is, and this is the best bit.
And the spell is
calm.
Okay.
If he got any calm, he'd be horizontal.
You're clearly casting this on Emrys to try and see if he can tell you what you're doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Okay, Emrys, First of all, just give me a D100. It's actually your resistance roll. We won't go into the depth of that just now. Just give me a. You want to roll as high as you can. Okay.
There you go. No, he's just typed in roll 100.
He has. He's in roll 100 again, not D100. This is this magical thing where I can just create 66. Okay.
43.
Emrys, this is interesting. You haven't really had a chance to study Traeth doing magic much. Other than that weird ritual he tried to do.
We don't talk about the ritual.
He is pulling energy from somewhere that you don't quite understand how he's getting it. It's something is supplying him with energy that it shouldn't, because as far as you're aware, the magic in the world has kind of been removed to a certain degree. So something's helping him. You don't quite understand how.
Can I see now then where I was just wondering what he was doing?
Yep.
Rather than see what he's doing, where's the power coming from? Is it through his feet or
so this is why I was
from around him? Or?
No. So you understand power in your previous kind of like research in the ruins that you've been in. Power is normally something that you suck in from the elements and the very essence of the world. And that's what's greatly lacking to a certain degree. He's not doing that. He might look like he's doing that, but your power perception, and for some reason you seem to understand this maybe more than most people, is you feel as though there's two ends to this power source. Traeth is kind of like a conduit that's being channeled energy from some kind of source. The energy is clearly getting to Traeth. Traeth is getting his energy together. He's projecting it at you as some kind of spell. You can feel his magic start to take hold on you and start to try and relax you. It's very weak. It's not quite right. But with what Emrys is basically doing and feeling, you think it would be possible for the pair of you to work together, and if he did this maybe once or twice more together, you think you could help him do this better, although it is confusing you how he's getting the energy.
I think you'd better try again.
You're on mute, Traeth.
I'll need a little bit of time to recover.
If you wish to cast that again, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And practice again. Or are we going to get bacon?
Well, we'll get bacon and I'll try cast.
Okay.
Bacon is worth at least one power point.
Yep.
So,
At least.
what are you guys doing? There's clearly no pigs around, so don't ask me for bacon. You can go to the tavern and ask if they got bacon just to keep Ash happy.
There is a tavern.
Yep. Tavern with bacon, I hope.
Well, like I said, it's going to take a while for us to do the foraging and searching and spellcasting, and Lumi's already gone off, possibly to go and recover some bacon for Ash and Rhiv. So
That's probably not a bad idea. Lumi, are you going to go get the bacon while they're messing about in the plants?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, you go to the tavern and ask the tavern guy. They're quite surprised to see you because you're new to town and you were hiring rooms from him, and now you suddenly appeared, but you haven't been hiring rooms from him. So they don't quite know why you're still lingering around, but they're not asking questions. They do look at you and think, you haven't ordered breakfast, have you? I don't remember.
No.
Okay. How can we help?
Wondering if you had some bacon or some meat.
Or breakfast.
Breakfast. Are we having breakfast here? Yeah. Breakfast?
Somebody yet again last night stole some of our chickens. We're down to like about 4 chickens now, and we had about 20. I'm at the moment nobody's stolen our pig. We do have some dried bacon. You can have. Obviously, have to pay for it, but a few copper pieces, and you can have some bacon. Depending on how much you want. How much bacon are you looking for?
I'm just like to point out I'm 6'6".
A lot of bacon.
At least 3 rashers each.
How about a silver pieces worth of bacon?
Yes.
That's a
Sounds
little
good.
bit of like trail ration you can take with
It's
you.
like half a switch by the sound of it.
Good leg. Okay. They do that, and you can head back with your leg of pork.
I'm outside doing my calisthenics in the armor to try and get it sort of like used to it. And
You are getting better at that armor. It starts, as I said before, now and again it seems to shift just because you're thinking about it, which is really weird. There's something odd with your armor, but your armor is extremely sacred to your tribe, and normally anybody other than the specific 8 people that are designated to wear it, that actually put it on or mess with it, are usually killed by the tribe, but we're not going to go into that right now. They're not here, and you need the armor.
indeed. Ah, Lumi, you are back. Excellent. Rhiv is crying into a pint from last night.
Should sort it out.
I think bacon will it brings a light and smile to everybody's soul. Bacon.
Stop it, you're making me hungry. We've just lost the audience. They've all gone, okay, I'm pressing pause and I'm off to get some bacon roll.
Actually, should have asked a few eggs as well.
I can't. Chickens are gone.
Chickens have been
Chicken's
stolen.
gone, yeah.
Yeah, that's got to stop. We don't want to be
Chickens.
losing out on eggs. We need to find out what's going
We all
on
need
there.
to stare at Rhiv briefly and tell him the chicken theft needs to stop.
Stop stealing
Rhiv,
chicken.
do you reckon you could look into that, mate? Because that's got to stop.
What?
Go and check out the local Thieves Guild of Chickens. Clearly.
Chicken
The
stealer.
Chicken Guild.
Afoot, Rhiv. Real serious stuff.
You
Really?
want to look to someone stealing chickens.
It's a
Yeah,
good
because
way.
it means we don't get eggs.
No eggs means no.
No breakfast.
Eggs means no eggs.
And no
Yes.
breakfast.
Do you know what eggs taste like when they're fried in bacon grease and put in bread? I am now.
Tony's just, you can hear his stomach rumbling from here.
Nom.
All I have to say is,
Nom.
indeed,
Nom.
as
You
strange
is
people.
Nom, nom, nom. So after breakfast, I'm cutting that
Yeah,
because
cut the breakfast out. After breakfast.
After breakfast, we've eaten breakfast because I am now hungry.
Yes.
So are we doing this? Are we going to investigate? Go and see these brothers first?
What about examining the frog that we have in captivity to see if he's compos mentis yet?
I will assume that is something.
Does
that you-
anybody here speak froggy?
No.
No, but perhaps if you could take a look at him, and
Weren't
you could
there,
practice that calm spell on him.
maybe I could, but I don't think it translates. Wasn't there a couple of hunters that were looking into the
Said the brothers.
brothers in the swamp? Yeah.
Well, we can swing by to see if the frog
Blake
is
and William.
alive. And then from there we can go and swing down to Blake and William and then see if they know anything more. Because do you think that it is like the area, or do you think it is something more malign, like a creature that is dominating them, or is it literally some evil presence that is driving them insane?
Refresh my memory, please, Mr. Ref. It's been some time. It wasn't.
Oh,
it
Blake.
was something affecting them, but it wasn't something they'd ingested. Correct?
Correct. You'd actually decided to hold autopsy on them and open them up, and everything seems fine. Nothing was reacting, looking bad. There was no sign of any kind of poisoning and ingestion or anything like that.
So then, yes, I think it was something mental.
In that case, seeing as the brothers are actually on the other side of the snake, I think we should go there because they're really, really instead of all
Next
the way.
door, aren't they?
They are pretty much our neighbours.
Can we
Unless
avoid?
you include a snake skeleton as our neighbours.
Can we avoid?
Which
going-
comes with its own problems.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're avoiding crazy eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to be running that gauntlet every morning.
Yeah, okay. You revive Mr. Crazy.
I'd like to point out I'd do it for bacon. Anyway,
Okay.
Yeah, so as you can see on the map, you head up that nice dirt road you've got into the town. That it lovely intersects straight in front of you with the ruins that Traeth has got such fond memories of. And then you go to the right and you can't miss the hunters. There are several hunters in Pugton, but these are what are considered to be the master hunters, the most successful brothers that bring back all kinds of herbs and foods and all sorts of things. They know the swamps in and out, really.
Ooh,
don't
Emrys?
talk shop with them.
Emrys?
What is it, Traeth?
Woogie.
What?
I cast a spell on you again.
You cast a spell on him a second time. Wiggy, 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 wiggy.
Woogie.
Oh,
What you about?
He cast a spell and failed badly.
can you give me another roll, please? This time at plus 20.
Is this for my...
No, not for you, just for Traeth first, please.
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
That's better.
Okay. Woogie 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 is not really the most successful attempt of a magical ritual language that I've ever heard.
It's as good as I got right now, man.
It is as good as you got right now. However, it's 113, and you have been shown a few things by Emrys as to how he's feeling and how it could be altered.
And I am
So-
using the staff to support my casting.
I am going to be really kind, because that's the kind of GM that I am, and say that once only until I decide that there's another clear opportunity, I will allow you to instantly re-roll your spell list acquisition percent check, please.
Ooh.
What is your chance before you roll, so we can all be aware of what you're trying to roll? What was it?
Plus 52.
You have to roll. What are you going to do? You're going to add 52 and get over 100, yeah?
Do you add a stat to that, or is it just purely the...
It's level bonus. You could, there's loads of optional rolls. You could add stats if you want. I'll go into that into a separate, on the deep dive of how different things work.
Drum roll.
148. Druid's Peace. Okay. At the moment, I'm only going to allow you access to level 1. You have the list, and then over the next few days, I will then say, okay, level 2 is unlocked 3, because clearly you're developing this as you're pushing along at a rate that's kind of different than you normally would, but I'm happy to do that. Thank you very much for your role play. Good one, Trey. Okay. Emrys, can you give me a resistance check, actually? Just roll D100 for me. You want high. You're both the same level, so without looking at stats, it's going to be a 50-50. You want above 50? But we'll come to that afterwards.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, knowing stats and abilities that you have, Emrys, you can shrug that off. But he definitely, that worked. You still don't quite understand how he's getting his power from a strange source, but that definitely worked. Maybe you can have a chat with him later. Okay.
It worked. It definitely works.
Excellent. So
Okay,
I'm
folks.
definitely on the right tracks there, aren't I, Emrys?
Okay.
Now it's just to work on the next levels of the...
No. Where did you exactly, are you pulling that power from to do that and utilize that?
That came from the staff.
Your stuff,
That was the power inherent in my staff, yes.
which came from you.
You can give me a power perception roll on that, Emrys, if you wish.
Okie dokie.
While he's rolling that. Rhiv, do you know what the heck they're talking about?
You just believe everything he's saying for now, Emrys. That sounds cool to you.
You're doing some of that,
Oh,
that finger.
119. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. 119. 2 seconds, folks. Let me just answer Emrys. Traeth is right. When Traeth is saying to you that he's gained the power from the staff, he is actually fully correct. However, on 119, you felt that the staff itself was getting power from somewhere else.
So it's another channel.
There was a whole little channeling linkage going there where it's flowing this energy into Traeth and then out into the spell. So there's more going on. It's a bit confusing to you, and you're going to need an awful lot more time to study that. But yeah, what Traeth was saying is correct. It was coming from the staff, but it's a little more complicated than that from a power perception point of view. Okay, folks, carry on.
I'm not sure I trust all this waggling and powers from everywhere. It's beyond my ken.
As far as you're concerned, Traeth went diggity something pretty basic. Emrys went, yeah, that worked. You saw nothing. There was no visible flash, no nothing. And then he sat there going, how did you get that power? And it's just like, what are you talking about?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That was all rubbish.
Normal.
You've seen better magic shows.
Oh yeah.
And we need a friend stash.
So what was that, Rhiv?
You reckon they're crazy?
Oh yes.
More than likely, but that would also mean there's no power involved.
True.
Magic doesn't.
We were just
Fairies.
talking about something and nothing happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
I
it's
don't know.
to them. Let us in future just play along.
Play dead. Whenever Traeth decides to cast something at you and go, diggity just go down
quick.
Yeah, well, I'll pretend and I'll go away and then put a moustache on.
Okay, let's go. Come back from the silly, and so you're outside Blake's hut.
Ho there.
Yeah, you can knock on the door. It's morning. Blake will definitely be up. Door opens. A man comes to the door. Yeah. Hi. And
Yes, you are.
what?
Would somebody who is better with people like to speak to him?
What can I be doing for you, folks?
I think.
Are we all at this door?
Well, I'm stood behind Ash because, Ash has got a big scary sword, and if somebody jumps out of the door to attack me, he's in front of me.
Fair enough. Does somebody want to speak to this? Hello there.
Somebody needs to be in front of Ash.
Hi.
Please, before I start talking.
Good morning to you.
Emrys, go.
Good morning. We
Good morning to
are
you too.
here to seek your advice, if that is not too much of a problem, regarding these frog folk.
And how can I help you?
We'd wish to find out what has changed their attitude so concisely and suddenly, when you have had no track with these creatures before this past. How long has it been?
And I mean, I don't mean to pry or ask questions, but like, I mean, I've never met you guys before. I mean, are you from around here now, or has Falcon sent you? Are you his latest group?
Tell him we are not from around here.
Ash, I think he can work that one out by himself.
Yeah. Thanks for the shout out, big guy. Okay.
No, we have a place now which we're still doing up, and I'll point to the area where our shack is. And you are correct. He has asked us if we can look into the problem. These frog creatures, and he said that.
Well,
you are the guys that know more than most.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to help all you can. Come on in, sit down. I'll tell you where I know. He invites you in.
Very much.
I'd offer you guys a drink, but I haven't really put one on this morning.
I think you've put something on.
No.
But anyway.
Out there in the swamps, you see, me and my brother, we've got plenty of hides and hunting platforms that we use when we're out in the swamp. William's out there now, He's gone to one of the hides. We call it Froglook. It's a nice hide. We don't hunt from there because it's close to those frog folk people. But it'll allow us to have a look and see what's going on. We take it in turns. I was out there yesterday, and what I noticed, quite strange. Now the swamps, I don't know how well you know swamps, but yeah, they tend to have gases and mist in the morning, sometimes. A couple of feet sometimes over the water. There's a strange green kind of mist. Normally in the mornings, comes from deep in the swamp, over by the frog folk. So William, he's gone to take a look in Froglook, see what he can find. I mean, I've got supplies for him here. You're more than welcome to take the supplies out to William if you wish.
Well, I think it would be rude not to. Thank you for your help. Is it far to this place?
Yeah, I better kind of draw you guys a map. Don't want you getting lost.
That would be most useful. Thank you very much.
With that, he'll start to kind of change into an utterly different kind of language. It's clearly human, and it's, as far as you can tell, it's a lawless human. Most of the base sentences are that. But he is just talking complete gibberish as far as you can understand, as he's referring points on a table. And all of you, with the exception of Traeth, just look at him as if he is making rubbish up.
So it's none of the languages I understand then?
No. Now, Traeth, this gentleman's actually talking in some kind of ranger cant. It's a kind of, if you can imagine, whatever, I mean, everybody hopefully listening to this thing understands English, otherwise they're really having a hard time understanding me. As ways you might have one description for what an old bent over tree is with some moss on. These rangers clearly have what could be 100 or more different ways of describing that same tree, the exact angle it's fallen, the way the moss is growing, everything about it, so that when they're referencing landmarks as they're tracking and moving through ground, they've got their own language of how to describe little nuances with everything. Okay. And although none of you can speak Ranger can't, Traeth, you noticed that a lot of the terminologies that they use, for some unknown reason, you understand a few of those terminologies. Now, you can't remember ever learning Druidic, but a few of the terminologies that the Rangers use in their Ranger cant actually do have reference points from the Druidic language. So although you don't understand what he's saying, you do manage to stop him several times and kind of go, oh, wait, this thing you're saying, you're talking about a fallen tree, right? And then he'll realize he's talking in Ranger cant, drop out of Ranger cant, and try and find English words of how he can possibly describe a landmark. So yeah, all of you instantly after this conversation with this gentleman can gain Ranger cant 1. It doesn't mean you can speak it.
You recognize it if it's spoken again.
Correct. As long as you understand the base language of the creature that's speaking the Ranger cant, you can realize they're speaking Ranger cant.
Can also understand a couple of words of Druidic.
Okay. Secrets from Lumi yet again. Yeah, so Lumi yet again, the same as Traeth. Maybe not to the same level, but you kind of go, that sounds a bit druidy. You don't understand any of the words, but you think, I kind of heard some of those words before as some of that secret language that people are not supposed to know, called Druidic. But this ranger is clearly using some of those words. But he probably doesn't realize they have a Druidic lineage. Okay. With the information that you've been given, Traeth, you think you could lead the party through the swamp without getting lost to this place called Froglook.
Okay.
Pass me the sack, the sack of supplies.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I certainly, from the map he's drawn and the descriptions he's given, guys, I think I can get us near there, if not close enough to wander around and find it.
It's that's what we've currently got.
You mean to say you understood anything he just said?
Some of it, not necessarily all of it, but it's like this is a tree that is fallen at an angle and cracked upon another tree, and then this is a stone that has moss growing on a certain side of it, rather than just being a stone.
Sorry, we just lost Emrys, but come on.
People there. Lumi, you understand stones.
Times, yes.
So, if I was to describe a stone to you and say it was red with grey striations through it, you'd know that it wasn't the same stone as a solid grey stone, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's what he just described, Rhiv. But it's just one word to do it.
I call that a stone.
You're
Stone.
very blunt.
Really
With red
strange.
stripes in it.
I wouldn't look that close. It's stone.
That's why you'd get lost.
Many
Yes.
different stones.
That's why we have scouts.
Okay.
So let us make haste.
Indeed.
And just think. You might be hearing some swearing from me as we go.
He's just muted himself, which is the best way to swear. I'll just mute myself so I remember to swear by accident. As if your headset knew you were going to swear, it jumped in and saved the viewers from your...
Am I now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I said,
I'm about to...
Come on.
basically, on the walk, I'm actually going to shift the armor
Okay.
into tank.
Into tank. It'll take you a little while as you're walking through, but you can. You can... What, are you going to will it, or are you actually going to stop and physically move, please?
Well, I'll do as much as I can with will, because
Okay.
that thing takes a minimum of 10 minutes. 5 minutes. 30. It'll take less. So it's down to about 3.5 minutes, but I'll do my best to will it.
This
but
walk, you
still
think, is probably going to
moving.
take you about half an hour to an hour, so you've got plenty of time.
Whilst we're on the walk, then, I shall encourage Emrys his foraging skill.
Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll roll to see if there's any interesting things you do after the session. We'll roll it out of the session. There's no need to roll them in. But yes, as you go along, if there's anything that you suddenly spot and go, ooh, that's a nice looking piece of mushroom,
Flower.
then you'll pick some as you go along. That's not a problem. Okay, so you traipse through...
Sorry to interrupt you, Tony.
Yep.
At some point during the walk, so probably earlier on, Rhiv will be asking what sort of landmarks he's looking for so we can possibly start going up and actually having a scout.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it's going to be almost impossible to describe, but you will. I mean, between you all, you think for a trained person like somebody like Blake, you'll probably make this walk in 10 minutes. It's going to take you, as I said, the biggest part of half hour to an hour, because you all spend time, I'm assuming, looking around going, we're looking for a fallen tree with a green bit, and you all look around and go, there's loads of them.
Green bit.
And yeah, so you're going to have to work together as a group. Scouting ahead is going to be difficult, other than being slightly away from the party so that the noise is not so heavy from the chatter, for you to try and just keep a listening out for things that are out there in the swamp, which is fine.
Sounds good.
I'm also going to keep my sword at the ready.
That's fine. Yeah, well, if you're going to try and will your armor into position... Oh, okay. So for those who want to know about his armor, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, he's putting it into a position whereby he's actually slowing down, as if you weren't taking time enough to get where you were going anyway. Every single kind of like exposed joint on Ash's body is now getting a plate covering, including his neck and everywhere is kind of shifting plate, which actually makes him a lot slower to walk, I'm afraid, guys, but hey.
Sorry. And then when it's finished, it's like head to toe, like there's like a teeny weeny slit and a couple of small holes, and everything's got like either a disc or a square, or everything is covered. And I'm creaking a little bit more, and I'm
Yeah.
still trudging ahead. But I've not tried this before. I've not tried this before.
Yeah, he does turn into Darth Vader as he's walking.
Rhiv,
I am your father. Okay, right.
You may
So
ask yourself,
you get
why?
eventually to the frog look. It takes you a while to even spot it because it's a hide up in trees. It's purposely there not to be spotted, but because you've been led to where it is, you know where it is, and you can see that there's a way to climb up into the hide for somebody who is nimble and agile that could get up there. Somebody in Darth Vader outfit would definitely not climb up into that hide.
I shall stay down here.
I guess I
We'll
shall
try.
begin climbing after we've spotted it.
Give me a climb roll, please, mate.
Can I assist him? Do the old.
You can. That's fine. I will give him a plus 20 on his climb.
Rhiv, before you
yeah.
get too high up there, don't pull your crossbow, but have your dagger ready. If the mist is making the frogmen crazy, and he's been here this morning watching the mist.
I get what you mean.
I
Okay.
don't.
With that in mind, I will start. I will get thrown into a tree.
Yeah, it's about a 20-foot climb. It's not that difficult when you know where the holes are. But let's have a roll anyway, please.
Don't forget your plus 20.
118. Is
Yeah.
that, and then add 20 onto that, or is that with the 20?
That's with the 20.
Okay, that's fine anyway. Yeah, you clamber up into what appears to be quite a nice little platform. There's a place here where he's clearly had some breakfast. He's not here. There's nothing here, no sign of him being here. You can, however, give me a perception check.
General perception, yeah?
Yes, please. Fantastic.
Oh.
From this
Okay.
height, the lookout post that you're in basically does its job. It allows you to get some great views. Purposely, he's built it here so that you can see past quite a lot of the various swamp trees and things that are here. And you can see way off to there's a frog folk village almost directly in front of you, and you can see a few small frog folk from this distance, maybe a few hundred yards. But way off to the right of where you're looking, you can see there's a very low-lying green mist that kind of hangs and sits above the water of the swamp when the other mists have actually already cleared. And beyond those mists, you can see some kind of structure that's definitely not tree.
The infamous not tree.
It's the not tree structure.
And that's all I can see, yeah?
Oh, other than a swamp, yeah.
And the frog folk, they look to be acting normal.
You have no idea what a normal frog folk activity is.
Fair point. I shall climb down and inform the others. The climb roll?
Yeah, climb roll or jump roll, whichever you wish.
A fall roll if you fail the jump
A
roll.
tumble roll if you wish. An acrobatics roll if you wish. I mean, show off. Why not?
I'll just climb. I don't want to fall into
That's
into
fine.
a bog.
Yeah. Watch me!
And for those people who are
Climb.
watching, this game will kill you if you do badly.
Jeez.
On 114, you make this look like the thing you've done every day. In fact, on those two rolls, climbing up and down to this thing, you know where the handholds are. I won't ask you to roll again. You're fine. Okay, folks?
I would prefer not to go into the frog folk village if they are not. But it does appear that this green mist and that building. Oh, sorry. I should have waited for him to describe. Sorry.
Telepathy is always a good thing, Ash, no worries. Rhiv.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, telepathic rogues. Anyway,
Scary.
frog folk over there. Green mist. Thing.
Thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a, I don't know, a building?
A dwelling?
I don't know, I can't see it that
A
well.
dwelling?
Is it not
But it's over there.
His ranger
Second.
can't doesn't have enough description to explain what he saw. It's a thing.
Is it a tree?
No, it's not a tree. It's like a building.
So it's not a tree. Fair enough.
Not tree.
Not tree.
Not a tree.
Hat?
Yeah.
in the village or away from the
Approach.
village?
Away from the village where the green mist is.
Old or new?
What?
Old or new?
From this distance, you could just tell it wasn't really in a shapeless tree. There's obviously some kind of structure there. It
Are
could
we
be a
talking
man-made hut. It could be. You really
stone?
don't have any idea from this distance. It's just not. Doesn't seem to be natural. It doesn't bed in well with the rest of its environment.
So you couldn't actually tell if it's stone or wood.
I
Okay.
couldn't.
It's just going to be covered in green no matter what it was.
I could get closer and look. If you just want to wait here for a
No.
few minutes, maybe.
Well, So I don't mind you
No.
going that way, but I don't want to stay here.
Well, we can all move a little bit closer to the dangerous, scary green mist.
Yes.
Is that still up at this time? Is that still up at this time of the morning now?
Still there.
Riv pointed to the green mist over there and said there's a structure in it.
What
It's
did,
in it. Is it right in it?
Too far away, Riv. You need to get closer. Clearly, William has gone for a closer look, you would have thought. And you're in the same boat as William is in the fact that it's just too far away.
Are there
What
any like boot prints or anything that we can see around?
You can give me a tracking roll or a read tracks roll. What skills do you have that can assist in understanding?
Oh boy, hang on.
oh boy.
Read tracks. Not bad at it if somebody wants me to give it a try.
I guess the best thing I could possibly do would be a general perception.
Yeah, okay. If you give me a general perception roll, and then Traeth follows with a read tracks roll, you can
What are you actually looking for?
you can try and assume some things.
Boot prints in the mud of the swamp.
Oh, why didn't you say? What's your skill, Traeth? How high is your
Not
skill?
that good.
Well, when you say not that good, is it more than 28?
Yes.
You're all welcome to
Context,
roll.
Not that good.
It's better than
What,
my.
on a general perception or?
You're all welcome to roll a general perception, and those who've got read tracks can all roll. You do realize that you're probably all walking over a lot of these tracks, but that's fine. Just let's see what rolls you've got.
Could I instead make a power perception in towards the mist and the structure that is?
You
past
can't
beyond
see
it?
though either from where you are.
What about the mist itself?
No, you can't see it.
Need to move closer and
Need to move a lot.
Or
closer.
you go up the hut, and even then, really, power perception from that distance, it's gotta be. You would have thought probably the biggest part of a kilometer, so it's not really going to be.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize we were that far away still.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just something
well, David.
natural you can see.
So, no. See here, boot prints.
On an
Yes,
89, lots of people pointed stuff. Nobody had a really great perception. Most of the things they're pointing at are your own footmarks, and they go, "What about this?" And you go, "Yeah, that's Lumi's foot." And what about this broken twig? Yeah, that's a broken twig. None of you really have had a great role there, other than all of you showing how well you think you might be able to do something, if only you hadn't already meshed at the scene.
Let us just make our way to the green mist.
Riv, do you want to lead the way? You know where we're headed?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, Rhiv, you think, from what you've seen, the way that mist is hanging, that if you give it a little bit of a wide berth, you could probably approach it safely from a slightly different angle, so you weren't walking directly into this green mist, if you wish.
I will do that.
Or you can walk directly towards the green mist, so that Emrys can get a much better reading on any power perception.
He's crazy, so I'm just going to walk around.
Okay, you take them all on a little tour, saying this is the way. You all follow Rhiv as he leads you through the swamp.
Don't, Dom.
And then you eventually can see what Rhiv is talking about. Probably about 100 meters or so in front of you. you can see this green low-lying mist that's now going from this structure, which I'll describe in a minute, in front of you, and it's now it's slowly edging towards the left, which would be in the direction of the frog folk village, because that's now the angle you're looking at this ruins. Now these ruins are clearly, well, as I said, they're ruins. There's some old stone structure. There's not much left of them. They're covered in a lot of mosses. A big tree stuck in the middle of it all, breaking it all up. There was something here a long time ago. It's nothing more than just a few bits of stone now. But you can understand why Rhiv, when he looked at it, could see that it clearly wasn't tree, because some of these pieces are quite large still.
So is this the way?
I don't know. It just was all I could see from, top of the tree.
Can you make out anything with your elf eyes?
What do your elf eyes tell you?
Ooh, I have elf eyes. Can I make out anything with my elf eyes, Tony?
If people are all going to stand in the same place and do a general perception at this building, they're more than welcome. It's about.
Well, I was going to do a power perception at it because it's significantly better than my.
I'm going to have a look at the area around us instead, just in case someone's lurking.
Tell you what, if everybody just wants to make a perception, whichever form they wish to in general, please do.
Well, add 8 to that, then it would have been a read tracks roll. So it's still not a lot. So 85 for me.
Yeah, I'm just looking for some great number that pops up. Okay. I haven't seen one yet.
Have you met us? Great numbers? What are you on about?
Okay, so, yeah, what Rhiv has described is clearly what you've eventually arrived at. There is this ruin. None of you notice any, overwhelming source of power. There is a strange green mist. It's not saying, hi, I am magical. The ruins seem to be ruins that have clearly sat in this swamp for countless years, without some strange green mist coming from them. So everything seems to be natural.
Are they the same as the ruins where the snake was? Same style? Same architecture? The cut of the stone?
That's a very good question. Let me just have a quick look for a moment. Without... Yeah, maybe from the same civilization. Clearly at one point here in the past, you think that either somebody else was living here alongside the frog folk on a civilization basis, or it was pre-frog folk, because the frog folk just got easy wood huts. They don't make stuff out of stone. But some think sometime here in the past has made buildings out of stone. Yeah.
This could be a BFF then.
Do we want to look around?
Best friend
Before frog folk.
Sorry.
It's 10 BFF. No problem.
I think we do.
In the year 10 BFF.
around.
Yeah, let's go in and poke the ancient ruin.
Which way the wind currently blow?
It's blowing in the direction towards the frog folk village, and that's the way that this mist is slowly drifting. But there's not much of a breeze in the swamp. It's more of a kind of like a slow pulsing sort of meandering of
the other way around towards it then, so we're towards the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Almighty environment that you are, the world around us. Tell me.
I am going to quickly change maps if you just hold on for a second.
So you weather watching there, Dom?
I am. Is this wind going to change?
We've got a new map.
There's hardly a breeze at this time.
Chickens!
We found them.
Chicken.
Look at the map.
Bloody chicken.
Smell them.
And that is what Rhiv notices. I put him slightly in front because he is the scout. I'm being nice. As you're all sort of like edging your way, avoiding the green, although Ash does appear to be standing in the edge of it, that's fine. Looking in these ruins, you can see that there's a big pile of rotting chicken that are clearly billowing out some kind of strange green mist.
Alright, I'm gonna, I guess, try and sneak around now because that's what I'm meant to be doing.
That's absolutely fine. Can you give me a stealth roll? What this is basically it's a level of bonus or negative that I'll get on my perception check to a certain degree. If somebody was watching you. No, that's a fumble, yeah.
That is.
Because it's got a little red box around it.
Fumble.
Yeah, you turn to everybody else and go, shh! And then you turn around and just step on a twig, it goes, crack! And you go, don't do that, folk! At which point, you kind of shrug yourself and think, well, if something is going to hear you, but you might as well act the part. You can try to at least stay in an almost cat-like pounce, ready to tumble evade or something in your stealthy kind of mode, even if you're not being very stealthy.
I forgot I didn't have the button down. How tall is this section of ruin?
Oh, that literally is just barely above the mud by there. It's only when you get to those pieces you can see that are clearly more built structures that they become solid walls. The rest is just rubble. I wouldn't advise walking on that rubble so much because you could break an ankle. This is Rolemaster, but it is rubble.
All right, I'll be slowly making my way.
Move yourself 5 foot where you want to go.
Let's see. Oh, 5 feet at a time, yeah?
Just 5 feet for now. I want to know where you are. Go in. Rhiv?
Yeah, I've moved.
Ah, right, okay. There you've moved. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, you can move another 5 feet if you want. It's fine.
We're waiting for him. Yeah, we're waiting for him to make the motion to come in.
Yeah, he's trying to be stealthy, and he's just gone. Shh.
He's not doing a good job, is he?
Better than me.
Why can't I still see him?
It's
You
hard
can
to
move again
stop
if you wish, Rhiv.
Swamp.
I like the fact that the person who can't seem to
And
sneak
again.
around is also using a crossbow he can't use.
I don't think he's a scout.
I think you are. Do you
Hey,
know?
Rhiv, go on
I
again.
think you were right.
Dirty stinking thief! I don't.
Well, he did admit that.
And again, Rhiv.
He's good.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen him steal anything. Oh.
Oh,
He's
he's
good.
an expert thief.
I've just moved that tree out the way for you so you can see where you are. There's a big tree, yeah. By the way, Rhiv,
Here we go.
your sixth sense, the back of your neck, it's starting to kind of like stick up. Your hair's in the back of your neck. It's kind of giving you that warning that you're being watched.
I get a sense of direction from it.
No. Your sound ambush is not that good. Just letting the audience know what that is. I won't be telling them it's sound ambush from now on, but I will be saying you feel a little like.
5, 10, 15.
Can I see anything beneath all this foliage over here?
No, it's the big tree. Underneath the tree seems to just be some rubble. Nothing obvious. Plant.
Anything in the tree?
You can give me a general perception roll if you want.
Yes, please.
He has a thing for the tree.
He's now he's about 40, 50 foot away from us. Can I just make my way over to here?
A 99 on a general perception roll. To be honest, everything at the moment is starting to look a bit spooky to you. On a 99, because it's not quite high enough, even if something wasn't being that stealthy, you either want to spend more time in your burglar observation mode to surveillance something, or you want to get a little closer for a better angle.
I think seeing as my ambush sense is sort of kicked off, I'm going to stay where I am and just try and have a more thorough look.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Obviously, Ash is drawing shapes on my map. What's the arrow for, Ash?
That's where I would like to move to stealthily.
Stealthily. You can give me a stealth check, please.
I get a +3 on this, so I'm just gonna roll a
Amazing.
Hey, that's in this armor. That is. So that did it work?
88. It's better than
91.
91. You move yourself to that point, please. Everybody was so busy focusing on Rhiv, waiting for the signal. People didn't even notice the fact that you'd gone to the edge of that piece of stone. They look across and think, "Where's he going? Oh shit, he's over there." It's not hard for you guys to spot Ash. It's just you did actually move quite stealthily, considering you can't even see where he's going.
He didn't step on the big log that snapped underneath Rhiv.
It was already been broken. But yeah.
Yeah.
Dream stealth.
I don't have the clear function on my drawing.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll come to that in a moment. Just want to know what everybody else is going to do because I'll be getting to the end of the episode. I just want to try and get.
I'm going to hold my druid staff in front of me in a defensive manner.
I'd like to go in this direction as well.
Okay.
Funny.
Are you just going to move up alongside Rhiv because he seems to have just stopped in his tracks without really doing anything?
Yes. What he's doing? Why have we stopped? Got like a.
He's out on a limb a bit there, isn't he?
Look at him.
Okay, Lumi, you pull up alongside Rhiv. Are you going to say anything, or are you just going to sit there next to him?
What's going on?
We're being watched. I don't know where.
Oh, I can't hear.
Turn around and check the swamp behind us, just in case.
Okay. You can give me a perception check, Traeth.
I have sense ambush as well, Tom.
I know, I'm not making rolls. I've already pre-made them. I know what.
Fairy snuff.
Knows what your sense ambush is. Did I get any idea what direction the weather was heading in? Is it going to keep raining? Is it going to dry up?
It's not actually raining at the moment. It was raining last night. It's okay at the moment. There's no rain.
So the wind is not likely to change direction. There's no storm brewing.
Yeah, from inside the swamp, you can't tell anymore. You really need to get out of the swamp to have a look to see if you can tell what this afternoon's rain's going to be, and we'll make a roll on the chat. But for now, you think it's not going to change.
Meh.
Okay.
Did Rhiv say something to me?
Yeah, I said that there's something watching us, but he doesn't know where it is.
I try and sense it.
You have no way of saying other than believing him. You don't feel anything's watching you, Lumi, but if he says there is, he could just be having a little bit of a panic attack. But if he says there is, maybe there is.
Performance anxiety.
I mean, after a natural one, you
Gonna carry on then?
know,
Are you standing there?
I did say that I'm trying to more carefully examine the ruins ahead of us. But I'll get anything else from that?
If you want to go into your surveillance mode and start doing surveillance on something to get a better look without going closer, you're probably talking 30 minutes.
Okay. I will step forward then.
Twang.
Don't say twang. All you'll see is the thief leap 6 foot in the air, backflip away, and fall on his head and die.
Please don't.
Welcome to Rolemaster.
Anything from here, Tone?
I haven't said a word, mate.
Keep
I
on
see
moving.
anything else from here?
He will tell you.
I will ask you to make a roll when I think you get a chance to make a roll. But I don't want people moving more than 5 foot at a time just so I get a chance to think if I'm going to give you a roll or not.
Go on, Rhiv. We're chess piecing it, are we?
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay.
God, I can sense the anxiety from Rhiv Dan from here.
Yes. God. I don't want to die.
Go further. That way. Further. No.
I'm trying to see what this shit is.
It's chickens.
It's a pile of chickens that clearly have got some kind of, well, something strange being done to them, and they're pumping out this strange green mist.
We need to get Traeth. Check under those trees.
Fine.
We shall treat you as a dragon detector.
I'm just going to move the map up slightly for the audience.
Ash.
You
Yes.
said these stones aren't particularly big.
Alright, stop there.
Stop there.
Yep.
Oh.
And I will show you what is about to happen, so that at the beginning of the next session you can carry on from that point. And I will remove this tree off the map.
Dinosaur.
And down from the tree, very well camouflaged in the tree,
Yay! We get to annoy the bloke.
and that will end this session, folks. It's a slightly longer session than I was planning, but we wanted to get to the bit of a cliffhanger as you meet your first large creature. So it doesn't suffer normal crits. This is large in size, so it's a completely different way of doing battle. And we can have fun with your giant boa next session, folks.
Yay!
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget, click like, subscribe.
Subscribe! Thank you very much, folks.
Bell icon, subscribe, like videos if you like them.
And yeah, if you all press the subscribe button,
Thanks very much.
thanks very much. If you all press the subscribe button, put loads of comments on, I will read through all of the comments, and if the comments that say kill the party outweigh the ones that say let the party survive, I might just think about it.
Don't.
No.
It's
You know where you live, Tony.
Don't forget, we also tweet thingy. There's a tweety thingy as well.
Yes. Tweety thing as well.
Hey,
Thank you, everybody. And
guys.
have a good one until next session, guys.
Guys.
Bye now. Hello and welcome to the Great NPC Team. You're probably right now saying, what on earth is he on about? Well, we have created a Patreon site. It's something we thought long and hard about. We need to try and get some kind of revenue to help get better mics, better cameras, and just improve the quality of the show as a whole as much as we can. And although we're happy to do that ourselves, if the community wishes to support us, we were just going to be immensely grateful, obviously, and it's just going to make things so much easier on myself and the team as a whole. And if we get more than one project show on the go, then the more resources we have, just the better it's going to be for everybody. So as part of Patreon, we've offered a few different tiers of ways people can support us. And one of those tiers is the ability to have your own NPC in the game. Yes, you are now in the game. And we already have 2 fantastic Patreon supporters that have sponsored us to have an NPC in the show. Fantastic. We have Greg the Builder, a human from Tugton who's a specialist in brewing and taverns and things. Fantastic. Isn't that cool? We also have, God, this is going to be a good one, Jagaroth Krakenbane, the half-orc fisherman sailor from Cullington. That's just brilliant. Okay, so you're probably asking now, well, how do these interact with the show? And what they are is they're NPCs that basically sit in the background every episode for the team to basically allocate as they wish. Kind of like when you're playing some of the current MMOs, you get like away teams you can send off to craft or build or fetch or wherever it is that you need them to do. It's not stuff that you really want the heroes to be spending all their time doing. And as the viewers, you don't want to be spending all of your time watching some people trying to craft or gather basic necessities. So this is what the NPC team will be doing. We've only just launched this, so I haven't had a chance to, or the team hasn't had a chance to really think long and deep about what individual NPCs might be doing. So when I've asked them what they want the current elite NPC squad to do, they've said the following. They've said, gather resources. Literally, any type of resources you can possibly think of, and just send everybody. They're saying there's no point us building anything yet when there's nothing to protect. So just get anything at all. So that's fantastic. So sometimes this will take, it could take quite a bit of time depending on what they've sent the NPC to do. For example, if they send an NPC off to try and like do some diplomatic role, to sweeten somebody up or to investigate some secrets, that NPC may be gone for a few episodes because of what there is they're asking them to do. Especially if it's something dangerous. I mean, these NPCs could die. If they died, the Patreon, I mean, you get a new one. But the NPC would be down, any experience that he's gained would be lost. So these guys, because they're in Tugton and they just want to gather stuff, they've just run around the town, grabbing anything they're laying on the floor or things that they've got spare in their own house. And they're thinking, I know, I'm going to help these guys and bring them these goods. So I have the results for you straight away. The results are, they've brought in, these are all randomly, by the way, folks. So they've brought in a pile of limestone. I'm not quite sure what the part you're going to do with a pile of limestone, but they have a pile of limestone. They've brought in, I've got one unit. It's difficult to basically describe how much copper ore they've brought in, but they've brought in one unit of copper ore that could be smelted down to make, several small copper items or one larger copper item. They've brought in 10 fish. Fantastic. Well, I mean, that could, 10 fish, if they look after it, that could feed them all for a week with a bit of veg thrown on. That's not too bad. And I suppose that was inevitable. Being in Tugton, they've brought back 10 litres of bogmog ale. I'm not sure if they've stole it or if they had it in their house or whatever. So there you go. They've brought back some things for the group. The group, as you know, by episode 8 now, they are out in the swamp. So this stuff is waiting for whoever lives and gets back to the house to have. Hopefully somebody lives and gets back to the house. Otherwise the whole part will be starting again. So yeah, there's some goodies there. Fantastic. They will love that when they get back from their fight. They could do with a few days of putting their feet up and drinking bogmog and eating fish. Wonderful. What can I say? So, from the team as a whole to the great NPC team, our RollQuests team 2 almost. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated, all of your support via the Patreon. Obviously, as there's other stuff, other benefits you get. We'll be sending you a load of secret info from the players by email, and you'll also get to see this episode before everybody else. This will be put up and sent to you in a link. And thank you very much, guys. It's much appreciated, and I hope you're enjoying the show. So that's it from me, everybody. One last thing. Emrys or Craig, the person that plays Emrys, he's actually not available for a few days. So although we try and bring each episode out roughly around about every 4 or 5 days at the moment, the next episode 9, will probably be closer to, the 6 or 7 days. So if it goes quiet for another 48 hours or so more than you're used to, that, it's okay. We're still here. And this episode slide, I will continue to push out the deep dive episodes. So you'll have fresh stuff on the site quite regular. I am working on my deep dive for the combat. It's quite a complicated thing to try and show and describe. Yeah, I'm getting there. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, and see you all soon.